Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 31 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health and nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you on The Bright Side. We welcome your phone calls at 844-236-6010. That's 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, longevity business, a health challenge you or a loved one may be dealing with, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. And if you have a success story you'd like to share, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. Try to call in early so we can get to as many calls as possible. I want you to feel comfortable that this is your nutritional radio program. This is your opportunity. If you have questions about anything to do with health and nutrition or prescription drugs or skin health questions as well, formulations, ingredients, 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products, if you've considered getting on a nutritional supplement program, you really should check out the longevity products. They're all up at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. You can purchase longevity products off the websites. You can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. And if you're an entrepreneur, you really should check out the entrepreneur and business opportunity that's up at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. If you enjoy the entrepreneur lifestyle, if you want to make your own hours and work out of the home, if you'd like to earn thank you checks by helping spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program, you really should check out our website and our business opportunity at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call the phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 for a one-time $25 fee. You can start a longevity business, or if you like, you can just get your products at the wholesale price. Call 866-735-2470 or head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And then I'd also like to remind you to check out our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com, Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream, Truth Retinol 5% Gel, Truth Transdermal C Serum, and Truth Transdermal C Balm. All of it at truthtreatments.com. Our Truth Transdermal C Serum was voted one of the top 150 products in the world by none other than Harper's Bazaar magazine. That's, I believe, in the May 2017 edition of Harper's Bazaar magazine. You can find all our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side, friends. We've been talking about brain health and heart health and the relevance of my favorite nutritional supplement, NAC, N-acetylcysteine, for addressing both of these concerns. NAC is a go-to liver nutrient. It's kept in emergency rooms for liver detox. It's great for liver detox even if you don't have an emergency. I use it in my blemish repair complex, which you can find at truthtreatments.com if you're dealing with acne, blemishes, or skin health problems. NAC is wonderful as a skin health treatment, great for dealing with acne. It's got relevance for eye health. You'll find it in a lot of eye vitamins. It is a stupendously valuable and multifunctional nutritional supplement, and particularly important for blood fats and for the circulatory system, and for heart disease. It just blows statin drugs out of the water when it comes to effectiveness versus non-toxicity. I haven't been shy about saying that statin drugs, statin mania, if you will, is one of the biggest con jobs, if not the biggest con job in pharmacomedical history, probably the biggest con job in all of in the entire history of pharmacomedicine is this cholesterol hypothesis and this nonsensical idea that you can statin drug your way back to health, back to health. Now, it's impossible to know exactly how effective these ridiculous drugs are at preventing heart attacks. After all, if you don't get a heart attack when you're on a statin drug, you can't tell whether you didn't get the heart attack because of the statin drug or you just weren't going to get a heart attack. So there's no way to really assess the value of these things because you can't really tell how much they've helped. Still, the fact is that if you take a poison, you are poisoning yourself, and make no mistake about it. I can't be any clearer about this, folks. As a registered pharmacist, I'm telling you, prescription drugs are poison, not metaphorically, not poetically, not hyperbolically. I'm not exaggerating. They're literally poison. Now, you can make the argument, as silly as it is, that, well, if we poison the body, we will reduce the risk of some kind of disease, but it just doesn't make sense. You're administering yourself a poison when you swallow your Lipitor, your Mevacor, your Zocor, whatever. That means a burden on the liver. That means an expenditure of nutritional resources to detox the drug. And very likely it means some kind of side effect. And when the numbers are crunched, according to the website actualcures.com, only 1 in 94 patients taking a statin will receive any benefit. That basically means 99% of statin patients are poisoning themselves with a drug for no good reason. To this day, the cholesterol hypothesis, which states that elevated cholesterol levels cause heart disease, is not only unproven, but also highly unlikely to be correct. People with low cholesterol get heart disease, and they die of heart attacks all the time. And people with high cholesterol live long lives without heart disease. Still, 25% of American adults over the age of 45 are on a statin drug. How can this be? How can 1 out of 4 Americans, how could 25% of American adults over the age of 45 be on any drug? This is craziness. And it's likely that even more will be put on these things in the future. This despite the fact that any scientist who understands even a smidgen of biochemistry knows that simply suppressing cholesterol production pharmacologically with a drug is not an intelligent way to prevent the number one killer in this country and around the world, that is cardiovascular disease. Even worse, drug companies are constantly looking to give doctors even more reasons to dispense these things. They want children on them. From the New York Times, June 2008, quote, "The nation's pediatricians," this is the American Academy of Pediatrics they're referring to, "are recommending wider cholesterol screening for children and more aggressive use of cholesterol-lowering drugs starting as early as the age of 8 in hopes of preventing adult heart problems." What planet are we on? This is the American Academy of Pediatrics. This is supposedly intelligent physicians. They want to put 8-year-olds on statin drugs. And then they play games with healthy cholesterol numbers. Several years ago, the American Heart Association and the American Academy of Cardiology actually changed the guidelines for dispensing statin drugs. They lowered the bar. They lowered the threshold on cholesterol scores so that more people would be on their prescription drugs. In effect, they increased the number of Americans who would become potential patients, potential victims of statin mania from 43 million to 56 million. That's a 25% increase in new patients, new business, if you will, from Merck, Sharp and Dohme and Pfizer and all the other drug companies that are putting out these statin poisons. Let me be clear here, as clear as I can be. Lowering cholesterol pharmacologically, poisoning cholesterol-making cells in the name of health is a dumb way to prevent heart disease. And for that matter, the tired old meme that you need to avoid egg yolks and saturated fat and butter to protect the heart should be regarded as mainstream medical stupidity at best. and manipulation of human beings at worst. Manipulation for profit at worst. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, friends. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive pages at benfuchsarchives.com. Thank you to Peter in the UK for setting that up. We've got a search engine up at benfuchsarchives.com. That's a compilation website with all my other websites. And then you can also head to brightsideben.com. We have a search engine up there, as well as all the programs archived, brightsideben.com. You can purchase longevity products off brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. Got news stories, blog posts, as well as videos at criticalhealthnews.com, brightsideben.com, and pharmacistben.com. Also all the longevity products. And you can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team off the websites as well, criticalhealthnews.com, pharmacistben.com, or brightsideben.com, or you can call the phone team at 866-735-2470 for a one-time $25 fee. You can be a longevity distributor, help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program, and also make some money at the same time. Call 866-735-2470 or head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. All right, so we've been talking about NAC, and we'll be talking later on about how NAC is important for cardiovascular health. NAC has a little molecule of sulfur, which is super duper important for the heart. It's also very important for detoxification. And we've been ripping into the statin drugs now for about a week or two. And for good reason. There's so many reasons why these drugs are just nonsense. Worse than nonsense. They're awful. And the notion that we can drug ourselves back to health is just ridiculous. Even the mainstream press has gotten the message that statin drugs and lowering cholesterol have nothing to do with heart health. In the Daily Telegraph, June 2016, headline, quote, "High cholesterol does not cause heart disease, new research finds," unquote. You don't need the Daily Telegraph and the mainstream press to tell you this. I've been saying it for decades. I've been saying it since the 1980s. Dr. Wallach's been saying it for decades. Anybody who has half a biochemical brain understands that high cholesterol is not the cause of heart disease, elevated production of cholesterol. Sure, there's cholesterol there in the plaques, in the arteries, but it doesn't follow that shutting cholesterol production down is in our interest. According to the article from the Daily Telegraph, research, this is an article that quotes research from the British Medical Journal, showed that in a study of 70,000 people, there was zero link between bad cholesterol, so-called bad cholesterol, and premature deaths from heart disease. And even more, 92% of people with high LDL cholesterol lived longer than patients with low cholesterol scores. According to an editorial published in the Daily Mail, September 7th, 2015, this was a editorial that referenced the medical journal Prescriber, quote, "Industry-sponsored studies which found that only 0.5% of healthy people avoided a heart attack or stroke by taking statins for 5 years," unquote. 0.5% of healthy people avoided a heart attack when they took statin drugs. And make no mistake about it, doctors want healthy people to take these things too. And you know what? I could read you these statistics all day. It doesn't matter. The studies don't matter. It's just a question of common sense. Statin drugs are toxins. They're poisons. The body must detoxify them. And this is all drugs, by the way. All drugs have to be detoxified. You put a drug in your system, and your cells say, "What the heck are you?" and get away from me. Unless the drug is too powerful or the drug is disguised somehow. That's how drug companies compel cells to take the medicine. Cells aren't going to voluntarily take a poison. The poison has to be overwhelming. It has to overwhelm the cell's defenses, or it has to be disguised. If you've ever taken Accutane, you know that the dermatologist will say, "Don't take vitamin A when you take your Accutane." Why? Because Accutane is disguised vitamin A, and if you really took vitamin A, or if you took real vitamin A, your cells wouldn't take the Accutane. Drugs, statin drugs or whatever, have to be eliminated, have to be detoxified and then eliminated. That means they're costing you nutrients like vitamin C, they're costing you vitamin E, they're putting a load on the liver, they're putting a load on the bile system. If you have a gallbladder problem and you take a drug, now you run higher risks of gallstones. If you have a digestive problem and you take a drug, especially a drug that suppresses cholesterol production, you're going to run risks of affecting your body's ability to digest fats. It's endless, the ways that drugs interfere with the body's normal, healthy biochemistry, all in the name of lowering a score, all in the name of lowering a test score. That's the purpose of taking a drug. It lowers the test score. It doesn't get you better. There's no drugs that will get you better. Maybe an antibiotic will get rid of an infection, but drugs that you take for long-term chronic diseases, they don't make us better. It's just some kind of hypnotic trance that we're all under. I'm going to go to the doctor and he'll take care of me with a medicine. You know, this is absurd. This all started, by the way, or at least it really got going in the early 1900s with the Flexner Report that mandated drugs and surgery as the way to take care of the body. It actually compelled doctors, good doctors, to throw away their electronic machines and their acupuncture and their homeopathy and all the other so-called alternative ways of treating the body. This is in 1910, the Flexner Report. It compelled doctors to use drugs and surgery, or so-called standards of care, appropriate and approved ways of treating the body. And who suffers? Look at our health, our collective health as Americans since 1910. Look at what's happened to our health. Have we gotten better since the Flexner Report? Have we gotten better since the standardization of medicine? That's all you got to do is look at the statistics and look at the numbers and look at the evidence. It's simply a question of common sense. Drugs are poisons, and only a biochemical ninny or maybe a doctor can possibly think that putting poison into the body is somehow a health strategy. So what is the real cause of heart disease? It's the same as the real cause of any disease. And once we nail this thing down, folks, there's going to be a lot of unemployed doctors and there's going to be a lot of healthier people. The cause of all disease is in the word disease. Dis-ease. It's a body out of ease. It's a body that is in survival mode. There's two kinds of modes of operating. The body has two kinds of ways of operating. It has a survival way of operating, and it has a thrival way of operating. And this distinction between survival and thrival reveals to us the cause of disease and the cure of disease. Survival neurochemistry, or if you prefer, sympathetic nervous system activity, shuts down healing. When the body is in survival mode, we don't heal. When this body is in survival mode, we don't grow and our bodies don't repair. When the body is in thrival mode, we heal, we repair, we're healthy. Survival is great for survival, but it's only supposed to be short term when we're running from a tiger. The survival mode is for emergencies, and it's only supposed to kick in short term. When the survival way of operating operates long term, we go out of ease, we go into dis-ease, we get sick. Disease, the key to understanding disease is in the word dis-ease. It is an excessive and out of balance stress response. The key word here, response, not the stress, the response. When the stress response is out of balance, we get sick. And there's no drug on planet Earth that can make a difference. But it doesn't matter, because we don't need drugs or doctors. We can handle this ourselves. We can do this. We can do our health business ourselves, and we should. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We're coming back at you with more good health information right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, longevity business, anything we're speaking about here today, health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, or if you have a comment or success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number. Hang on, we'll get to you momentarily if you're on hold. From the journal Frontiers in Public Health, study finds 90% of American men are over fat. Now, this isn't overweight. This is over fat. Over fat refers to the presence of excess body fat that impairs health. And you could be normal weight. You could have the right amount of weight. This is why the scale is not necessarily a good indicator of how healthy you are or how much body fat you're carrying. You can have lots of muscle and weight and be over your so-called appropriate weight and be really healthy, or vice versa. You can be underneath your appropriate weight, but if you have too much body fat, you may not be healthy. Excess body fat, especially when it's around the middle, the abdomen, is associated with increased risk for chronic disease. It's associated with increased mortality, reduced quality of life, and most importantly for our purposes, at least for what we've been talking about for the last couple of days, over fat, the presence of excess body fat, is a huge problem when it comes to heart disease. No, it's not cholesterol that causes heart disease, but you could easily have a heart attack simply by carrying excess body fat. Every pound of body fat that you carry has 100 miles of excess blood vessels that the heart has to pump through. This is why being over fat is linked to high blood pressure. It's linked to coronary heart disease, strokes, type 2 diabetes. All kinds of health issues are associated to over fat. What is it that causes over fat? Sugar and insulin, primarily. Toxicity can also do it because the body uses fat to store toxins. Get rid of the body fat. The best way to do it, of course, is to stop eating the foods that spike your insulin. The processed sugars and the processed fats. That's really where the problem is. Scientists find a new way to treat type 2 diabetes from the journal Molecular Metabolism. Check this out. They now want to use a drug called Belviq. Belviq is an anti-obesity drug to treat type 2 diabetes. They figure that by reducing obesity, pharmacologically, of course, you can treat type 2 diabetes. Well, yeah, that's true. Lose weight and your type 2 diabetes will improve. Your blood sugar will improve, but you don't need Belviq to do it. By the way, Belviq works with the serotonin system. Serotonin reduces appetite. Serotonin is the body's vigilance hormone that's produced during the daytime, and this is a great strategy for losing weight or for reducing your appetite. Serotonin reduces your appetite. Make sure you're supporting your serotonin system with things like 5-HTP, which is a supplement that is pre-serotonin, if you will. It's converted into serotonin. The B vitamins, especially vitamin B6, is important for serotonin production. Magnesium is important. Vitamin C is important. This all highlights the importance of getting on a good nutritional supplement program immediately. If you have a weight problem, you will notice results rapidly. If you get on the B vitamins, if you get on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, this is how we want to protect our heart. Getting on a supplement program, making sure we're eating differently. This is how we protect ourselves from diabetes. Not a statin drug, not Belviq, an anti-obesity drug. Making sure you're on a supplement program, making sure you're relaxing the body, making sure you're reducing your interfacing with toxicity, including prescription drugs. Common sense, folks. Common sense. Tomorrow we'll talk about how heart disease really develops, and we'll talk about some real nutritional strategies, non-drug strategies, non-medical strategies that you can use that will truly help reduce the likelihood of cardiovascular disease without a doctor and without drugs. All right. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Time to hit the phones. Good morning, Stuart in Denver. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, but I still have this issue with my nasal polyps. Other than that, I've just mixed up my BTT and I have my fat coffee for breakfast.
Okay, so what's going on today? Your bulletproof coffee, you mean? The coconut coffee?
Yeah.
Coconut oil coffee? Good deal. How do you like that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah? I've never had coffee. I don't even like the smell of coffee. But does it improve the taste of the coffee, or does it amplify the taste of the coffee? Fats sometimes enhance the flavor.
Yeah, it's like a really good latte with no sugar. And
Got it.
It's really good. And I use a blender, and I have a stainless steel basket in my coffee maker when I make it at home. And so I up the antioxidants and the oils. So
well, just so you know, you also get a bigger caffeine boost when you put coconut oil. It releases the caffeine more effectively from the coffee, for better or worse.
Yeah, most days I work a 10-hour day, so and I only do it in the morning. So
yeah, definitely don't do it at night. So what's going on? Excuse me, what's going on? How can I help you, Stuart?
Well, my nasal polyps are all inflamed because of all the fires we've had and extra pollution and stuff Denver basin, and so I've been doing everything else right. I'm on a ketogenic diet, and
how's your height to weight, Stuart?
Really good. I've lost over 100 pounds over the last 2 years.
No kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I still kind of have man boobs, so I know I'm still
that's where your polyps,
estrogenic.
That's what I was going to tell you. The polyps probably has something to do with estrogen. Estrogen's a growth hormone, and cysts and polyps and boils and skin tags and weird kinds of growths oftentimes are the result of excessive amounts of estrogen, and that can be related to problems with insulin. So you definitely want to be focusing on estrogen metabolism. If you have any digestive problems, that's really where estrogen toxicity starts to accrue, is when you're not breaking it down and clearing it effectively. Also, have you tried progesterone cream? Have you tried using progesterone cream?
No.
You might want to consider using.
I have really good notes on that. I probably haven't digested fat most of my life because I've had respiratory problems most of my life, and I've gone back to vegan and never liked meat until recently when I started getting grass-fed.
Do you notice you eat less food, or your appetite is decreased when you have more meat?
Yeah. But I want to keep good fatty meat.
Good fatty, right.
Is what I've been, because the protein can be turned into sugar and can be a problem. Too much protein really.
No kidding. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. A lot of folks don't realize that the protein can be converted into sugar. It can throw off diabetes. Protein's important, but you want to be using your protein. If you're not using your protein, it'll get converted into sugar. So you want to go out, if you're going to be eating lots of meat or lots of high protein foods, you want to make sure you're lifting weights or doing some kind of resistance training or somehow building muscle utilizing that protein. So how can I help you today, Stuart?
I just wanted to know if you came up with anything else. I was listening to a thing on autism, a national autism specialist, and mostly about biochemistry. He just offhandedly said that every autistic kid that they swabbed their nose had a fungal infection, and that was partially causing the drainage, and everything was partially causing their digestive issues.
I can see that.
And he just offhandedly said that and didn't give anything else on it.
Well, here's the thing. Fungus overgrow when the digestive system is messed up. Bacteria in the gut live in balance with fungus. Bacteria and fungus have this kind of antagonistic relationship. Penicillin, the most famous of all the antibiotics, comes from what? Do you know where it's derived from? Fungus.
Fungus, right.
Fungus make antibiotics, and they make them as part of their ongoing battle against bacteria. They're in constant battle. And so the bacteria that live in our gut make antibiotics. The bacteria that live in our guts support the immune system to help fight off fungus. But when we have dysbiosis, that is messed up gut bacteria, fungus can overgrow. Hang tight, Stuart. We got to take a break, and then we'll finish up when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll return right after this. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. Pharmacist Ben here, 844-236-6010. Finishing up with my buddy Stuart in Denver. For fungal infection, Stuart, work on the gut. There's a really cool book, by the way, called The Yeast Connection. You may have heard of it, by Dr. William Crook. And he talks about avoiding sugar. It's a great book. He talks about avoiding sugar, and that's always a good strategy. Sugar throws off gut bacteria. It also feeds yeast, so going low-carb, ketogenic, that's a great strategy. Making sure that you're using probiotics, the ultimate nightly essence, eating fermented foods. Work on the gut, basically, whenever you have a fungal infection or a yeast infection. The nightly essence
is what really got me originally over the hump to get right.
Nice.
And then coconut oil doesn't need bile. So it starts cleaning out the liver and the bile ducts from the other end.
Good for you.
Crazy. They're talking about saturated fats, and they don't even bring up any of that very good, solid research about that.
About coconut oil.
Even alcoholic liver disease has been. Coconut oil has been tested on alcoholics that produce no bile, and their liver is completely clogged.
You're absolutely correct.
Saturated fat thing.
Coconut oil is a source of something called MCTs, which I've been using for many years in my skin products, as well as nutritionally. I've been taking it myself. Bodybuilders know all about MCT because, like you say, Stuart, it does not require bile. It goes right into the bloodstream. It's used for energy. It's not stored as fat, and coconut oil is a great source of MCTs, medium-chain triglycerides.
Brain octane oil by Bulletproof is MCT8, and they have lots of research on that now too. That's basically endogenous ketones derived from coconut?
MCTs get converted into ketones very readily. I don't believe there's ketones. There's no ketones, I don't think.
This is one that it gets blood ketones faster, quicker, and it stimulates ketogenesis. That's right. That's why coconut oil should form the crux of your fat intake on the ketogenic diet. All right, Stuart, I'm going to motivate you. Go ahead. Being on a ketogenic diet, what most people eat doesn't even look like food to me. So I'm never hungry. I forget to eat sometimes. I get the 90 for life, so I'm covering all the bases. So anything else that fits within my diet, I can eat and cook. I have a whole chicken in my slow cooker right now, making chicken soup and
good for you, sir.
Free-range organic chicken in my slow cooker right now. So
nice. All right, buddy. Good to talk to you, Stuart. Have a great day, man.
Thank you, man. Keep up the rave. Keep on those drug companies because the stats are nasty.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon. And by the way, when you're on the ketogenic diet, you want to make sure that you're cranking the vitamin E. Vitamin E protects fats. It's a fat stabilizer, keeps fats from oxidizing. So if you are on the ketogenic diet, make absolutely positively sure you're using your vitamin E. All right, Mary from Michigan. Good morning. Welcome to the Bright Side.
Good morning, Ben. I've got a couple of quick questions for you. Number one, is there any reason or any way around needing a prescription to get the test strips for diabetic testing machine?
You don't need a prescription for those.
You don't?
No. You can just go to the drugstore and get those. The test strips?
Oh, I didn't. Really? I thought you needed a prescription.
You might need a prescription for your insurance to pay for it. That's different. But as far as buying,
I don't know.
No, you can just get those. You can just get those at the drugstore. Go ahead. What else? Was that what you want to say?
I'm about to have cataract surgery, and they are requiring a checkup. And I don't have a family doctor, and I want to make sure that the doctors aren't going to want to do tests that I don't necessarily need to have done.
Well, I'm not sure what kind of tests they want, but here's what I'm going to tell you about cataracts.
I think they want to know that I can withstand the anesthesia. That's it.
Okay, so I don't really know what kind of tests they're going to do, but let me give you a couple ideas about cataract surgery. First of all, it's surgery, and even though your doctors will tell you it's routine, and a lot of times, most people don't have a problem with it, it's still a surgical procedure. It's not perfect, and you got to be on your toes. You got to be very, very vigilant. And you want to make sure that you do a lot of research on the surgeon and the doctor, and you make sure you take care of yourself nutritionally before your surgery. That is, use vitamin E, zinc. In fact, get on the Healthy Start Pack, essential fats, N-acetylcysteine, taurine, anything you could do to preload your body with nutrition before you have your surgery is going to give you a better prognosis. You're going to have better results from your surgery. And then also when you're done with your surgery, make sure you're on nutritional supplements. Now, if your doctor tells you we don't want you on supplements, insist that you're on nutritional supplements. They will make your surgery go better, and you'll get better results, and the likelihood of problems will be reduced. Look for eye vitamins. You might want to consider the Vision FX from Longevity or the Occutiv, or you can put together your own healing program, and there's a lot of nutrients you could do. Digestive enzymes also can help. You take them on an empty stomach. They can help reduce inflammation, post-surgical inflammation, and if you take them as a pre-treatment, prophylactically, you can reduce inflammation as well. And also vitamin K is an awesome nutritional supplement for the bruising, for any kind of surgical bruising. Vitamin K can help reduce surgical bruising.
Okay, but you can't let me. You don't have no idea what would be required for checkup tests.
I don't know what kind of tests they're doing. No, but if you find out, I'd love to know if you want to call us back, because I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to go into a doctor's office, and they're going to want to run a whole battery of tests.
They very well could. They very well could, and I don't know what they do before cataract surgery.
Just to know that I'm going to be able to withstand the anesthesia, and as I understand, it's not even they don't even put you to sleep. They just numb the area kind of thing. That's what's got me concerned, and I can't get an answer from anybody.
I wish I could give you an answer because I don't have one. But if you do find out, let us know because I'd like to know.
Okay, will do. All right.
All right. Thanks, Mary. Take care. Have a great day. All right, Curtis in West Virginia. Good morning. Thanks for holding on for so long. Appreciate it. What's up, buddy?
I've talked to you before about testosterone, but I've got something much worse right now.
Okay.
I ended up getting sick the other Friday on the 14th, threw up everything, and I thought about what happened. I won't go into all the gross details. I ended up in the hospital emergency room. They run the lab work. They found out I've got a high viral infection and a high bacteria infection. And I have in the past having these Malcolm teeth taken out. I ended up contracting that spiral chat infection. Spiral chat
Curtis, your line is kind of muddy. I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. Are you saying you have some kind of infection?
I was shaking too bad here. I get it closer. I've got a viral infection and a bacteria infection. And I'm right now just lost getting anything done. I'm finally home, but I can't get no one to run some kind of a lab test to check to see if it's the spiral chat for one of these bad infections. Plus, I've had the Lyme disease before.
All right. Here's the deal. What I'd be doing is I'd be using bentonite clay and charcoal to try to clear whatever you have out. Bentonite clay is an awesome supplement. It's basically minerals, so you get minerals out of a deal. But it also helps magnetically attract your chelate toxicity and bacterial toxins out of the body. So go to a health food store, get yourself some bentonite clay. Do a teaspoon in water every day. You might also want to use charcoal capsules for the same reason. Also, something called zeolite, Xeolite, can do the same thing. All of these magnetically attract toxins out of the body, and that would be the strategy I would use. You can also boost your immune system. High doses of vitamin C. Make sure you're using selenium. Make sure you're using zinc. 3 very, very important nutrients for boosting immunity. And then get on a good source of protein. The immune system is actually built out of protein. So make sure you're using something like whey protein if you can handle whey, or hemp seed protein if you can't do the whey protein, as well as egg protein. Keep your intake of sugars down, especially fast-burning sugars, both which have an immune suppressant effect. And relax the body as much as possible, activating that relaxation nervous system. That's where healing occurs. I can't tell you about your bacterial infection. I don't know exactly what it is, but all the strategies I gave you will support your immune system and help clear out any toxins that are local. Curtis, I want to try and get a couple more calls in. I only got about a minute.
What about the silver? I've got silver spray here, too.
Silver is so-so. I've never really seen great results with colloidal silver, but you might try. It's certainly not going to hurt you.
I'll catch up with you another time when we have more time.
Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate it. God bless you, buddy. All right, Elaine in Alaska, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Ben. Boy, you're a busy man this morning.
I know. Got full boards here. Still got people on the line that want to talk to us. What's going on?
Okay, real quick.
That's the music, so it's got to be really, really quick.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll probably try to call tomorrow, but it's about amalgam fillings, having them taken out.
Yeah. Are you having yours taken out?
Well, my husband has MS, and the dentist that he's going to a new dentist now, and he was in favor and recommending having them taken out, but before we proceed, I thought, well, I wonder if you maybe have some information.
You got to be careful when they take out the amalgams. It's a good idea to do it, but when they take them out, you got to be careful that no mercury gets into the blood as they're removing the amalgams. Use selenium and N-acetylcysteine and vitamin C, 3 extremely powerful chelating agents for mercury. Hey, I'm out of time. I've just got about 20 seconds here. Please call back tomorrow. We'll finish up, okay, Elaine? Thank you for your call. Appreciate it. God bless you. And I'm sorry if we left you on hold, but that's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a beautiful, wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.